Here at Western Trading Post, we have the most amazing individuals coming in on a daily basis. They either want to make a deal, get a great deal, showcase their talents, or just stop by to say howdy. And today is no exception. We're going to be visiting with artists and trick ropers, making great deals, and talking a little nudie. So hold on to your hats and enjoy the ride.
Jean Olsen. Hello, girl. How are you?
you doing,
oh my
Mr.
gosh,
Chaz
Jim, how are you?
Yes, how are you,
guys? I just rolled into your territory. I'm in dire needs.
What do you have going on?
We have an amazing production taking place. But
Congratulations
yes,
with Six Gun Entertainment.
Absolutely, always. And it's a Western. You know how that goes. Of course, Six Gun Entertainment.
We gotta do it, yeah.
Keeping the Wild West alive, girl. Great to see you, Jim.
Yeah, you too, man.
Here's my thing. My lead principle. Time period is 1885.
Okay.
It's very important. As you know, Six Gun Entertainment, we keep our stuff as period correct as possible. I am looking for the ultimate 1885 single action Colt.
Sweet.
And was wondering if you would be willing to work with me on leasing it.
So, I mean, we have some authentic, fabulous guns here, and Jim will start pulling some out. But we do not lease, we do not rent. We do send product, we sell them, so we package up a deal. And we have done this for several productions, including Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nice.
We sent several items from the store for that production. So what we can do is we can kind of bundle up a few things, don't you think?
Sure.
Okay.
And we can make you a little bit better of a deal. We don't have our guns like priced really high, but let's show you what we have first.
What year did you say this is taking place?
1885.
This Colt single action right here just happens to have been made in guess what year?
Don't tell me, Jim. No, come on, man. Are you serious?
1885,
Are you serious?
What
I
else
knew
could
coming
I
here was the right place. You guys always take care of me. Thank you. Okay, I'm loving the bundle deal. Now, what else do you have, Jim? I'm willing.
Here's
Let's
another
bundle up.
Colt single action. This is the model 1871.
Now this is sweet.
Yeah.
I'd love to. May I?
A little shorter barrel. Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
They're all
Okay.
tight and right, man.
They are. Wow. Magnificent.
If you need
Pull me a trifecta.
Sure, you need, maybe something a little smaller, a lady in the chute, or a pocket gun or whatever. We have some nice little pocket pistols.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the yellow boy? Do you need any rifles?
You know what?
Oh, baby.
Oh, look!
That's it. Yeah.
You are the lady of the West, Bobby Jean. Awesome. And let's show it. Come on.
1873 is the gun that won the West. Both of these.
I tell you what. Let's do this. Bobby Jean, I know you're busy, and I appreciate you giving me the time. Jim, let's talk bundling. Let me get down the road, and let's keep that Wild West alive.
And you know what? We'll try to make you a really good deal if you'll kind of slip Western Trading Post in there somehow.
Oh, are you kidding me? Done. I love you, Bobby Jean.
Paul Ramirez, what are you
Jim
doing
Olsen.
here?
How are you?
I hear you have a new magazine.
I do. And when you know I came by to show it to you and see if I could get you maybe to participate in it.
You want me to participate? You mean
Yep.
send you some articles?
Write some articles.
I've heard a lot about this magazine.
Well, we're pretty proud of it.
I
Things
bet
are
you-
going well.
I'd love to send you some articles. I'm always up for doing a little trade, maybe run a little advertising, something like that. What do you think?
I'm game.
Your game?
You call
Also-
it like you want it.
Okay, so also, we have an auction here about every month now, and my son Rowdy's been showing some real interest in becoming an auctioneer, and I think he ought to learn from one of the best, or at least get a few pointers, and you are one of the best I've ever seen. Would you mind visiting with him a little bit about it?
Oh man, I'd love it.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right. That'd
You
be
want to
great.
trade on it? We could do that.
Heck yeah, that's what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Hey there, cowboys. What is
Bubba
going
G.
on?
How
Paul,
are
this
you?
is so
Good to
great
see
to
you.
Paul
see
showed up
you.
to see us, and guess what?
What?
He's got this new magazine, Western Ag Life.
Yes, I've heard of
and,
that.
And I'm going to be sending him a few articles, maybe do a little trade for some ads or whatever. But as part of the deal, I asked him to give Rowdy a few pointers about auctioneering.
Oh my gosh, Paul, that will be so amazing.
Oh, I'd be honored
He
to.
would love it. Well, and you know what? He is in the back room working on his homework right now. Do you have a few minutes that we could visit with him?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to steal Paul
All right,
and let's go visit with Rowdy.
Let's do it.
Hey, Rowdy, look who's here.
Sir, long time no see. Auctioneer,
Rowdy.
right?
That's
Cafe
right.
Fair.
Paul Ramirez. Good to see you, Rowdy.
It's very nice to see you again. Long time no see.
That's right.
Guess what?
What?
So, Mr. Paul came in to visit with Poppy about writing for
Okay.
his new magazine that he has, and the deal was made. They shook on it and everything, that Mr. Paul is going to be helping you with auctioneering. Isn't that sweet?
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Paul, real quick, what are some of the steps to auctioneering?
Well, it's really, really important that you're understandable.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you a way that people will be able to understand what you're saying, dollar amount and phrases and so forth. And then the other thing is to always be cognizant of the fact that you're a salesman.
Yes, sir.
You're selling those people's items. It's crucial.
Now, how long have you been auctioneering?
I've been auctioneering over 20 years.
Okay.
And he is an award-winning auctioneer, aren't you? And probably the best in the state.
Without a doubt. I've
So
heard you.
you are getting to learn from the best. This is very special.
Yes,
So I'll
ma'am.
let you guys visit and just holler at me if you need anything.
All right, Bubba G.
Shall we?
To get that chant like I have, that I'm bid $1 bidder now, two now, $2 bidder now, three now, $3 bidder now, four now, $4 bidder now, five. That's not going to happen overnight for you. But I want you to go ahead and just try it.
Okay, yes, sir. $1 bidder now 2, $2 bidder now 3, $3 bidder now 4, $4 bidder now 5, $5 bidder now 6, $6 bidder now 7,
Try a little faster.
$7 bill now 8, $8 bill, $7 bill now 8, $8 bill now 9, $9. Shoot, what comes after 9? 10. $9 bill now 10, $10 bill. Shoot. Can we? Okay, let's start over.
So I just want you to go back and work on that real methodically. I'm bid $1 bidder now, two now, $2 bidder.
But you're doing it slow.
three.
You just told me to go fast.
Because we all got to start somewhere.
Okay.
And you crawled before you walked,
I think.
and you walked before you ran. So you keep doing that for a couple weeks. I'm going to check back with you, and then we'll just progressively keep working and getting faster and better.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, Rowdy.
Okay.
On today's Helpful Hint, we're going to talk about Garcia spurs. You would not believe the amount of people who come to me and say, hey, you got any Garcia spurs? Or they might say, hey, I have a pair of Garcia spurs. What do you think they're worth? Some people think any spur with Garcia marked on it is valuable. And you know what? It might be, if it's by the right Garcia. The Garcia that you really want to look for would be G.S. Garcia. He was in business from about the late 1800s through the early 1920s. So G.S. Garcia spurs are going to be marked G.S. Garcia, Elko, Nevada. After G.S. retired, his boys took over the business, and it was then called Garcia Saddlery. From the mid-1920s all the way up into the 1960s, we see Garcia Saddlery. Sometime in the 1930s, they moved the business from Elko, Nevada to Salinas, California, so you'll often see the G.S. Garcia or the Garcia Saddlery marked Salinas, California. One of the brothers, Les Garcia, in 1957 started his own business, and they are called Les Garcia Spurs, and he was in Reno, Nevada. So Garcia Manufacturing, Reno, Nevada, or sometimes just Les Garcia, Reno, Nevada, or a different combination of those would be made by Les Garcia, and he's a little bit less collectible than his father was, but still, a nice collectible pair of spurs. After that, we have E. Garcia, or Eduardo Garcia, who came on the scene in the 1980s. Now, Eduardo Garcia imported his spurs from Old Mexico with his E. Garcia mark on them. So, you'll see a lot of E. Garcia spurs out there, and they should not be confused with the GS or the Les Garcia spurs because he wasn't even related to him, and he was much later on in the time frame. One thing that you need to be careful about when you're looking for high-end Garcia spurs is fakes. There's a lot of spurs that have fake hallmarks because the GS Garcia spurs are worth so much more. A lot of times you'll see, I saw just the other day a pair of E Garcia spurs that somebody added Elko, Nevada to. Well, E Garcia never made spurs in Elko, Nevada. They were just trying to trick somebody with a fake hallmark. So be careful about that. Remember, always buy from a reputable dealer who will stand behind what they sell and knows what they're talking about. And if you're collecting Garcia spurs, be sure and look for the original GS Garcias. And that's today's helpful hint from Western Trading Post.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Mr. Mark. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good. I wanted to come by and get a photograph of the painting with you and me and
Oh,
for the Boys and Girls Club.
yes.
Excellent, excellent. That was awesome. It was.
That was a great event.
It was a
How
great
long
auction.
have you been painting?
About 20 years, seriously. I've always drawn and sketched, but 20 years.
And how do you go about it? Because I know you purchase several items from the auction every month. And then I'll see one of your amazing pieces and it has some of the items that you purchased from the auction. So do you set it up and like have a display and paint and go back and forth?
Yeah, I actually do set up a small display to get the composition right and then take some photographs also. But working from life is better than working from a photograph because you're trying to get three-dimensional on a flat surface. So if you work from life, it generally turns out better. You can see things you can't see in a photograph. The camera doesn't always tell the truth.
Did you bring
so-
the picture?
I did. But, and the reason why for my picture up, we have this exquisite mural on our wall
Yeah.
outside that a very special Mr. Mark has painted for all of us to enjoy. And because I can't take that home,
Even though
and
she probably
Yes.
will try.
hang it on my wall, the one I received or got at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, the mural was a labor of love, and I had a lot of help doing it, but I'm glad people seem to enjoy it.
Well, and how long did it take you to
Oh, we
actually
worked on that
finish
for
it?
months, probably a couple months to actually paint it, but there was a lot of planning that went into it.
You did a spectacular job, and I know there's
Thank you.
people every single day that drives by just to look at that mural, huh?
Yes, exactly. And they'll come in and say, well, I remember that building, but I remember that too. Who's got the history on this? And it has been such a reward for the community.
It was kind of a
It is.
collaboration, but it turned out well. I'm happy with it.
Yes.
Well,
Hope
thank
you
you
are
for
too.
all that you do.
Thank you.
Well, should we get a picture of you guys
We got
together?
it.
Let's take a photograph.
This is it. Yay!
Britton, your dad is inside visiting with Jim, and I have heard so many amazing things about both your team roping and your trick roping. First of all, look at that baby, a championship Ford dually truck. Is that incredible?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, are you a header or a heeler?
A header,
A header, and what number are you?
a 5.
A 5. And with your team roping, how did you learn and when did you get started?
I started when I was about like 12 years old, and my teacher was my dad and my mom.
Your mom ropes too.
Yeah.
I love that. And your trick roping. When did you start trick roping?
About the same age, but I taught myself.
Oh, you just practice and practice and practice?
Yeah.
And now you go all over performing your rope tricks, don't you?
Yeah.
And where was the biggest place that you went this last time?
We went to a fair called the Navajo Nation Fair and Rodeo.
That is huge.
Yeah.
And who did you perform for?
Mainly in the Navajo Nation up there in Arizona. I performed for the Navajo Nation. They invited me, they asked me to come over, and they had this thing called Kids Day where they bring all kinds of kids from all over the Navajo Nation res to the fair and rodeo, and I performed for them.
That is wonderful because not only are you going after big goals and dreams, each and every day you are inspiring others to do the same. And that really shows an awesome cowboy is what I think.
Thank you.
So you know, I'm gonna have to ask, can you show me some of your rope tricks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know that I'm going to see you at the NFR one of these days. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Sean Shirley, how the heck are you, buddy?
Jim, how you doing?
Haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing today?
Been a long, long time.
Yeah?
Hey, I just came in here town and I brought something in that you might be interested in.
Let's see what
Yeah.
you got here.
It's some good Native American jewelry.
Okay. That's a squash blossom necklace with turquoise in the end of the blossoms.
Yep.
Cool. Earrings that match. So, what do you want to do with this necklace here, Sean?
To see how much you would give for I don't know if I'm planning on selling it, I think. We'll
You
see.
think? We'll
Yeah.
see. So, hallmarked LY. Yeah, it's kind of a later piece, you know, a little bit more, not mass produced, but not, you know, a one-off either. But what do you want to get for it?
I was hoping as much as I can, probably around like $900 or something like that.
Oh man, Sean, $900. Come on. One of these in my auction would probably bring about 700. Honestly, that's what I would do with it, is I would put it in auction. So, what do you think? Do you want to just consign it to the auction?
It'd be better if I probably just sell it to you.
Just sell it?
Yeah.
So if you just wanted to sell it outright today, I could pay like $5 for it, and that way I have a little bit of room to hopefully make a little money in the auction myself. What do you think?
We'll both make money.
$5's good?
$500, yes, sir.
Perfect. I appreciate it, Sean. Let's do some paperwork and we'll get you paid, all right?
Let's do it.
Okay. Sold at 600 to 454. All right. Lot 46. Here.
There is one Miss Julie Brady waiting for you in the back room,
Oh.
ASAP.
Well, thank you, son. Tell her I'll be right there. Miss Julie Brady, oh my gosh, look at this. What did you bring me?
I know it. Sparkle for candy eyes.
I'm loving it.
I knew you would.
Well, tell me about it.
It has such a great history. This famous saddle is made by Nudie Cohen, and he is a famous designer to the stars, namely Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, Elvis Presley. He made the gold lame suit, famous for Elvis
I
Presley.
remember that suit, and I remember all of Roy Rogers and Dale Evans' outfits. But Nudie, where
Yes.
did he get this name?
Oh, it's such an interesting story, and he's a character. He immigrated from Russia, and his name is Nudka. When he came into the country, they misspelled his name and called him Nudie. So these clothes are made by Nudie, very rare, very valuable, but they're very modest.
But
So-
yeah, you're looking a little bit more than Nudie right now.
Yeah.
But that is a spectacular outfit. Now I know that I've seen all the different things that you do for the Cowgirl Historical Foundation, and I admire and love all that you do to promote our Western lifestyle and to inspire and encourage other young ladies like you do. So, are you thinking of like selling off a few of your?
No, girl, better. I want you to come be participating with us in the Cowgirls Historical Foundation. And one of these things that we'd like you to do is our calendar. I can just see you in it, in this beautiful outfit from Manuel, who is another very famous Hollywood designer.
Okay, but very similar to Nudie, correct?
They actually, Manuel worked with Nudie. And it's such a cool story. If you hear about the history, was Manuel, Nathan Turk, and Nudie Cohen were famous for being the designers for Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, Cher, even Madonna to this day tries to collect Nudies.
Really?
Yes, it's just a very, you can tell the craftsmanship.
Oh.
This is one of 2 in the world of saddles like this.
Now, what made him put a saddle together? I guess he's famous for clothing.
He was, and this is so interesting because there was a famous Western singer named Judy Lynn, and he made this outfit to accompany this saddle. And she was a singer that the rumor was that clear back in the 50s and 60s, she spent almost $500,000 on her wardrobe.
Really?
Yes. But you know what
Wow.
I think is more valuable than that? Is when we come forward with these treasures, It's not so much the monetary value, but we use them to showcase what's true value from the past. Because we like to think that the past is a present for the future. So these works of wearable art, we take them to the schools, and then we like to tell the kids, look, this is over half a century old, and we still are honoring this art. What do you want to do, and who do you want to be like for your future? So we actually like to use these things to inspire the youth and anyone of all ages.
And to entice individuals. Which,
You got it.
I think you got me hook, line, and sinker there, girlfriend. Where do I sign up? Where do we get started? And how can I start being a part of the Cowgirl Historical Foundation?
Well, the life you live is already reminiscent of that because we love to celebrate those who preserve our Western heritage. We feel that the traditions and messages that it brings is valued to people all around the world. So thank you. You already do it. You already live it. So please join us.
Well, I'm there. You just tell me when and where and which outfit.
Okay.
If
Blue
not
baby.
several.
Yay! Can't wait.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing you down the trail. Happy trails.